My husband and I have our anniversary coming up. 10 years and counting. I have to admit, it has not always been easy. We've had our up and downs over the years. Who doesn't? I had 3 miscarriages all in the 3rd trimester, and 1 girl who died from sudden infant syndrome. But we pushed through and grew stronger together. Luckily, I can cook. In my country, we have a saying: the path to a man's heart goes through his stomach. And I make a mean chicken casserole. His favorite meal. Our guests also enjoy my chicken casserole. I've only ever encountered one single visitor who was not a fan of this casserole, but he soon stopped visiting, so it was not a huge loss. I take pride in my cooking. I've experimented with spices and different methods of cooking. How much heat, how long it simmers, and which veggies to add. After all, which housewife does not wish to be a great host and to serve magnificent food? When he lost his mother earlier this year, I made sure to spoil him with great food while we visited all the kind memories he had of her. When his dad died shortly after, because of his grief, I was there with my chicken casserole. I had his back and supported him through his grief. But, despite all my effort, despite me thinking we had a tight bond, viewed the world as one. He acted strangely the other day, when I told him we were running low on chicken meat for my special recipe, and that he had to go fetch some more. I genuinely don't get it. I read an article years ago, which gave me the key to my secret recipe, and ever since, I've kept a stash of ingredients for my recipe. At least he could help me out this once. Oh well, if he does not enjoy my casserole anymore, I might as well share my secret ingredient with you. Human flesh tastes almost like chicken. I want to be the first human, so I started killing other humans so I can be the first human. It was a dream of mine to be the first human, and where there is a will there is a way. The first group of humans that I killed were walking in the forest, and I followed them for days. I floated in the air when I was actually in top of the trees, and I camouflaged among my surroundings by covering my face in plants. Then I killed the humans and wore their skin finely. I chose the skin which I most preferred, and my journey to becoming the first human was becoming real. Then, hiding in my human skin, I was now able to go into cafes and kill more humans, so that I could be the first human. I sat down at a cafe and I started to mentally torture the people eating at the cafe, as they all noticed that I was wearing someone else's skin. They didn't know, but I was also causing them to have hallucinations. Then I was able to kill them swiftly as they were hallucinating, because I put drugs in their food by secretly going into the kitchen. Then, being in an empty cafe because I had murdered all of the humans, I took in the empty atmosphere and just taking in what being the first human will be like. Everyone is laughing at me by wanting to become the first human. It was going to be an honor to being the first human. I kept telling people that I am going to be the first human. Some people didn't care, and those people died anyhow. I wondered how many people were going to talk about me being the first human. Then, as I was about to kill another person, to further my journey to becoming the first human, the person said that they are the last human. This confused me. If I am to become the first human by killing all of the humans, then maybe I should have a good relationship with the last human. When I kill off everyone, this person will be the last human. He will truly anoint me as being the first human when I kill him last. It's also a great honor to be the last human, just as it is a great honor to be the first human. This is going great. I can barely remember how the sun feels on my skin. I lost count of the hours I have been in here, in this staircase that seems to go down endlessly. It's all gray. Not a single window. I never should have stepped through that door. No days and nights in here, just the constant flickering of the cold neon lights on the ceiling. I went up multiple times to find the way out, but the door I entered had vanished. Just the staircase winding up into a solid concrete wall. Below me, the countless stairs disappear into a small black dot, a distant vanishing point. I began the descent on the same day. No point in looking for the exit. After some hours of constantly walking down, step by step, I heard it for the first time. It sounded like the cooing of a pigeon, coming from far below me. I continued and soon found messages on the gray concrete wall, hastily written with a black marker. Saline. Feed. Where are they hidden? He needs. I remembered not having eaten for days, and yet I feel no hunger. From time to time, in my trance-like walking, my absent mind snaps back to reality when I feel saliva running down my chin. Sometimes, it is silent for hours, then the cooing starts again. And in between the cooing, I hear human voices, but I don't understand the words. They seem distant and muffled. It is the third night I will be sleeping in here, cowered in the corner on the floors between the stairs. Cold neon light shines through my closed eyelids. I see a dark red void while I fall asleep. And just before I doze off, I hear from far above a piercing, steady beep. The dark red behind my closed eyes merges into a warm, bright light. A pigeon flies through the clear blue sky of a sunny summer day. The sun suddenly begins to throb, turns into a ball of black bile, falls down and fills the ground with sticky pitch, tethering my feet to the floor. I open my eyes, and the maggot-ridden carcass of a baby pigeon stands in front of me. It coos and speaks in a human voice. It's over. An elderly couple peeks through the glass window of a door. A man lying on a hospital bed. A machine attached to his wounded body. The straight, green line on the monitor and its piercing, steady beep indicates the man has died. An officer standing next to the couple shakes his head and says, "It's over." The old man stands there in silence. His wife, tears running down her cheeks, slams her fists against the door, yelling, "He's dead and he hasn't told us where he hid our girl." Inside the room, the doctors note the date and hour of death, trying their best to ignore the noise outside.